Oh my gosh, y'all, it's the final week of treatment planning. You don't have to watch my videos anymore. Okay, week 14, dissociative disorders and somatic symptom related disorders, okay? So what's new and what's due? This is the important thing. Chalk and wire is required, or it's also called anthology, for your final paper. If you don't have it linked, we cannot offer you a final grade. I cannot put it in. You will not pass. So you have to have that. Make sure you go to the bookstore and get the Chalk and Wire anthology subscription. Also, if you have not emailed me with what movie you want to do, you have to get that okayed by me. Okay? If you don't get it okayed and you just write based on a different movie that I didn't okay and someone else wrote on it, it will not be accepted. I still have some movies that are available, plus you can pick from your own list. It just has to be okay. That's all. Make sure you're following the rubric. It's very similar to the way I graded your I Can Start paper. Make sure that you have the introduction. Make sure that you're peppering it with cites from the movie with the timestamp. Make sure that you have, this one is graded on APA, so make sure that that's in there. Make sure you have the stage of change defined and described, all the safety considerations, the prognosis for an individual with this diagnosis. Make sure you're having the references and lots of movie clips throughout, okay? Then we get to dissociative disorders. So we have dissociative identity disorder, which some folks call DID. We have dissociative amnesia, and then depersonalization or derealization disorder. They all have the same kind of end game. We want to prevent them from a painful experience. So the body, a trauma has occurred, and the body creates this opportunity for the brain to go somewhere else, not literally, but figuratively, while the body is enduring the trauma. So it is an amazing thing that the brain is doing to combat what is going on. However, it does indicate to us that something pretty harsh happened or might have happened many times. And so we really want to help these folks out with their trauma. Folks with these diagnoses might have trouble with employment or in relationships or in school. Sometimes you'll see students who are just kind of like they go somewhere. That can be that they're dissociating, okay? I included the Many Faces of Jane, a link here, because if you have a subscription to a television app and you get to watch this, it is an awesome documentary on someone who is diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, and it goes through her actual therapy with a trauma-focused counselor. So that's very, very cool. We don't use the word alters or split personalities. We let the person choose what they want to call them. Otherwise, we'll just talk about different pieces or parts to their personality. You can have co-occurring things because obviously we've had some sort of trauma or abuse, and so we want to always assess for those types of things, and also for ideation. We don't have a lot of empirical support for treatment, but we do know that it's going to take a while because we really want to work through those earlier pieces, and we want to be very sensitive and patient as we're doing that. Dissociative amnesia is like, I can't remember those parts. And so you'll have people who are like, I can't remember a vast majority of my childhood. And that could be because there's something going on. Their brain was there when they were enduring it. However, it chooses to throw it away because it was not helpful or healthy, or it caused some sort of bad feelings to them. And so they just kind of don't remember it. The brain's like, no, thanks. Put that in the trash can. Let's see what else. Depersonalization and derealization. So things of like, people will say, oh, it was like I was floating above myself and I could see myself doing it, or I was in the room watching myself, but I wasn't in my body. And then there's somewhere they're like, it felt like I was walking in a dream. It just didn't feel real. Those can be derealization too. Rule out religious and cultural beliefs, because those things, that's just a regular thing for them to experience. Somatic, soma, remember, is always the body. We have that store soma in the mall, and that's so stuff that covers your body. That's how you remember that. But it's where you're experiencing things somatically through your body. So maybe it's like, I have severe headaches, or you have something going on with your body that's a result of psychiatric things. It can be factitious disorder, which people used to get really excited about because they thought it was like they're making it up, right? Hypochondriac, things like that. But we want to rule out cultural context. We want to talk to folks about what's going on. I'm trying to look at your PowerPoint as I do this. There are certain time periods that it has to go. We used to call factitious disorder Munchausen, right? Or Munchausen by proxy, if it was like a parent making their child sick so that they got attention, or you can make yourself sick, or you can believe yourself to be sick. And that's generally to get attention for themselves. And it generally is because there's something deeper going on. That's it, folks. Work on that paper. You cannot get edits from me, but you can get questions answered. I will do that over text. You can call me. We can do a Teams. You can email me, whatever you want. But please let me know how to support you. That is a K-CREP key assessment, which doesn't impact your grade, but you will be graded on that rubric, okay? So you're graded on that rubric, which you have access to seeing, and then you'll be graded on my rubric on D2L, and I always provide the whole written feedback for that final grade, okay? Let me know how I can help you. Keep pushing. You are almost there. Y'all have this. Take care until I see you again.